Assalamualaikum and good evening. We are from Group 7. We will explain about the ethic and governance structure of 5 company in technology sector, which is MIC Berhad, Nationwide Express Berhad, Post Malaysia Berhad, GDEX Berhad and CGS3 Berhad. Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is ATIKAH binti DAUD, matric number 264451. I will explain about the introduction. So our group will choose a transportation sector. Transportation is a characterization of organization that offer kind of help to move people or items similar to a transportation establishment. So for this sector, we've picked a 5 company, which is MIC Berhad, Nationwide Express Berhad, Post Malaysia Berhad, GDEX Berhad, and also CGS3 Berhad. The first one is MIC. MIC is a Malaysian-based organization which is a supplies of energy transportation and mechanic arrangements. This company is occupied with the transportation and its connected exercises, processing, and working seaward skimming arrangement, marine fix and change. They also design and development work, sea schooling and preparing, just as claiming tank terminals. So MIC has a active current listing status, but they face losses as much as 1.85%. Okay, the second one is a Nationwide Express. This is a Malaysian-based Enviator Holding Associates, which give with the board organization to Nationwide Express Group. This group is predominantly busy with provisioning express dispatch organization for sand and lightweight bundle or boats inside Malaysia and abroad. For Nationwide, they have an active listing status, but they face losses as much as 6.12%. The second one, the third one is Post Malaysia. Post Malaysia offer postal and related kind of help include tolerating and dispatching postal article, postal financial organization, overseeing things, and also offer postage stamps. This company work through 3 segments, which is a mail, courier, and retail. Post Malaysia also have a active status, but they also face losses as much as 0.62%. The fourth one is a GDEX. GDEX is a Malaysian-based theory holding association. This company, through its helper, is busy with a plan of speed or up assistance organization, coordinates organization, and property debenture holding. These company segment are express movement, logistic, and property investment. GDEX have a active status but face losses as much as 1.33%. The last one is a CGS3. CGS3 is a base Malaysia venture holding organization occupied with the giving store network arrangement. This company section incorporates complete coordination, administration, and agreement are coordination administrations. CGS3 face losses this year as much as 1.12%, but they still have an active status. Okay, now I will continue about the corporate culture. Okay, now I will explain about the corporate culture of these 5 company, which is their vision, mission, and core value. The first one is MIC. The vision is to give a better energy related oceanics arrangement and administration. The mission is to be a reliable better in the future. And the core value, they have a 4 core value, which is loyalty, integrity, professionalism, and cohesiveness. The second one is a Nationwide Express, which is their vision is to be head absolute coordination supplier by embrace in human research and innovation for future progressions. The mission is to turn around Nationwide Express Group and become top supplier in B2B and B2C business both with delivers, which is D stand for dedicated workforce, E for efficiency, L for learning organization, I for intimacy with business partner, V for value of stakeholder, E for assist customer expectation, R for respect, and S for social responsibles. They have a 5 core value, which is trust, cooperation, communications, togetherness, and commitment. The third one is a post Malaysia. The vision of post Malaysia is associating Malaysia and the past for now and tomorrow. The mission is to fabricate and convey the organization of decisions. They have a 4 core value, which is empathy, integrity, accountability, and innovations. The next one is a GDEX. Vision is catering to careful and encourage people relations of sound value and dynamic cycle, drawing in its customer with a motivation for cash-effective games plans and adding to the success of neighborhoods. The mission is to pass the most trusted and master express career organization in the country they work. The core value of the GDEX is committed to ensuring every task is truly planned and goals understands, and also believe that there is always a better way to carry out this task. The last one is a CJ Century. The vision of CJ Century is a brilliant development organization, and the mission is to lead the future better culture with practical abilities and renowned administrations. They have a 3 core value, which is ability, first base extraordinary, and shared development.
Good evening. My name is SYAZWANI and my metric number is 264533. I will explain about ethical safeguard and virtuous values, which is ethical safeguard within corporate culture and programs to encourage virtues among employees. The MISC Berhad has set core values that have attained the ethical safeguard and virtuous values such as people, passion, and possibilities because MIC believes that their most valuable asset are the human capital that drives their business goals and delivers their value creation agenda. The nationwide has set a set of core values that are in line with the ethical safeguard and virtuous values. They ensure 5 basic core values as well, which are trust, cooperation, communication, togetherness, and commitment. These 5 core values are important, so important for it is more connected in preserving the society and ensure a quality ethical environment. Post Malaysia always ensures their values and are always in reliance of the ethical safeguards and virtuous values such as empathy, integrity, accountability, and innovation. GDEX basic principles include positive energy, putting customers first, maintaining high standards of ethics, promoting cooperation, and being inventive to gain a competitive edge. When reviewing, modifying, or reconstructing their organization structure, they must first commit to following the management principle, while individuals are focused on their core value system. Finally, the CJ centuries, customer satisfaction, human resource consideration, service quality, and corporate accountability are among the key values that serve as guiding principles. So CJ centuries customers are the most important and meeting their needs always their utmost priority for the employee of the CJ century. That's all my presentation regarding ethical safeguards and within corporate culture.
Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is NURZAFFIRA binti Muhammad ZAMRI. My matric number is 265007. So I would like to explain about the whistleblowing policy that has been implemented in the company. First of all, why would a company develop a whistleblowing policy? One of the key reasons for developing such policies is the need to provide equitable treatment to employees. In other words, the objective of many personal policies is to ensure that employees are treated fairly. So, in this study, we have selected 5 companies from the transportation industry, which are MISC Berhad, Nationwide Express, Post Malaysia, GD Express, and CJ Century. The policy used is almost the same. The Malaysian Laws Act 711, the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010 protect whistleblowers, and there are two types of whistleblowers, which are internal and external. This law is implemented to provide the right for a worker to take a case to an employment tribunal if they have been victimized at work or they have lost their job because they have blown the whistle. So, talking about the whistleblower, some companies keep the identity of the whistleblower secret until the end of the investigation. And there are also companies like Nationwide Express that need to know the identity of the whistleblower when conducting an investigation. Among the five companies, only Post Malaysia divides the complaint channel to the relevant departments. For example, any objection or concern about any member of the company's board of directors should be directed to the chairman of the board audit committee or a senior independent director. While if the complaint is related to the employee, the whistleblower can make the complaint by email or the Post Malaysia website. Okay, so for other companies, complaints can be made by email, form, or directly to superiors, even it involves the senior officers. So, the last procedure is the investigation. If the wrongdoer is found to have committed improper conduct, the group CEO will recommend the disciplinary action to be taken against him or her. So, the head of internal audit will then inform the whistleblower that the investigation has been completed and the findings have been presented to the chairman. However, the details of the findings will not be disclosed to the whistleblower for its confidentiality.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is MOHD binti Abdullah and my metric number is 270149. I will explain about anti-corruption policy. Principles are explained in the MIC Code of Conduct and Business Ethics. This policy focuses on those principles guiding workers on how to handle illegal solicitation, bribery, and other fraudulent activity and issues that might arise during the course of business, and it is expected to be used by all MIC employees worldwide. MISC also has introduced a no-gift policy. This policy prohibits employees from accepting or delivering gifts either directly or indirectly. Strategy or MISC Berhad is aimed to improve efficiency and productivity while also creating opportunity for internal development and eventually unlocking the company maximum value by our employees. Strategy or MIC Berhad will be focused on two main areas. The first main area is succession planning for all job level instead of the leadership pipeline. They agree that a long-term talent pipeline at all levels ensure that all employees' planning and implementation is aligned with their organizational goals and objectives. The second main area is development of employee competency, both leadership and functional. They will guide the succession planning process and employee competency development program we have for the respective subsidiaries to ensure involvement, alignment, and relevancy across the company in order to meet the HR 5 years master plan's goal. MISC is a subsidiary of Petronas, which is a state-owned company. MISC worker may be classified public official under anti-bribery and corruption law in several jurisdictions. They should always follow MIC policy and the rule in regard to prison, including the no-give policy. It is to avoid breaking the law and to demonstrate our commitment to ethical behavior around the world. The nationwide group is bound by UK rules, including the Bribery Act 2010, which govern both domestic and global. The nationwide board is committed to acting with integrity and dignity in all of their business dealing and to establish a culture of anti-bribery and corruption in the group. The strategy on nationwide is to provide customers with first-rate service is central to sustainability of their business and to create a flexible workforce that is mindful or and alert to potential risks. Besides, they also provide training and development for employees, introduce environmental, social, and governance criteria into business decision and operation and fair hiring policy, which is promote diversity and equal opportunity. The action taken is under this new provision. Director and senior management will be liable for the action of any person in the commercial organization if that person is involved in corrupt acts, unless it can be shown and proven that the commercial organization has successfully implemented adequate procedure to prevent such acts from occurring. Anti-money laundering and counter-financing terrorists (AML-CFT) policy are being used by Malaysia to prevent bribery and corruption. The board of directors and all employees of Malaysia are fully committed to preventing and combating any possible use of Malaysia as a channel for money laundering, terrorist financing, and proceeds of any unlawful activity conducted through transactions conducted through Malaysia service, whether as agent or principal to the service provided. Strategy or this policy cover among Malaysia policy statement, roles and responsibility of the board and all employees in relation to MLCFT countermeasure. The first strategy is risk-based assessment. The enterprise-wide MLCFT program takes a risk-based approach to risk management and mitigation with suitable control and resource allocate in proportion to the nature, scope, and complexity of the business activity. Next, suspicious transaction report (STR). Whenever a transaction meets the suspicion criteria, Malaysia will send a report to the BNN Financial Intelligence and Enforcement Department (FIED). The group internal audit incorporates a review of procurement practice through which they are able to rule out any of corruption. They also encourage stakeholders to report any misconduct through its whistleblowing method, which are advertised on their website and displayed at their branch office. Any reported cases are investigated to assess the authenticity of the claim and if necessary to take action as well as to identify weaknesses in the administration of anti-corruption measures. GDEX. This policy applies to our GDEX business dealing and relationship. GDEX has a zero tolerance policy for any type of bribery or corruption by or amongst its individual or by on behalf of GDEX or its affiliates. The ABNs or the GDEX apply across the group and reflect our commitment to fight any corrupt or unethical acts in the course of doing business in the jurisdiction where they are operate. The strategy or GDEX use its message are well conveyed when they examine, adjust, or reconstruct their organization structure, operation system, internal control, and marketing strategy, and they are dedicated to following the management principles set out. Besides unique and solid corporate culture, every member of the GDEX expresses things, including the managing director, with is expected to hands-on manager work alongside operational and delivery workers on the ground, learning, mentoring, and solving problems as they go and treating each other with care and respect. GDEX employees are expected to follow the GDEX codes of ethics and conduct and to agree to the company zero tolerance policy for bribery and corruption. Then, employee who violates the GDEX code of ethics and conduct shall face appropriate disciplinary and legal consequences. GDEX whistleblowing policy and producer provide option for all workers and stakeholders to report any unlawful behavior. CJ Century. This policy applies to all of the CJ Century Group business. In this policy, third party refer to any individual or organization we come into interface with at work, such as current and potential customers, supplier, business contact agents, consultant, contractor, subcontractor, and government authorities. The company, a cost of conduct and ethics applies to all workers. The purpose of the policy is to define the role and responsibility of the CJ Secretary Group of company and those who work for it in observing and upholding the company's anti-bribery and anti-corruption policy. The strategy of CJ Secretary is evaluating and adapting the company's strategy plan, which is involves setting company goals and ensuring that the company's strategy plan promotes long-term value creation and includes strategy on economy, environmental, and social aspects that support sustainability. It includes methods to ensure that applicable law, regulation, rules, direction, and guidelines are followed. Lastly, ensuring that the company adhere to higher standard of ethics and corporate behavior. Employee must also avoid engaging in any action or behaving in a way that could lead to the perception or suspicion of any corrupt behavior or efforts, promising, providing, giving, or receiving any improper benefit in order to sway the recipient decision or to be swayed may result in not just disciplinary punishment but even criminal prosecution with government agency, public authority, and international organization. The company aims to develop transparent and ethical relationship. Appropriate action must be taken to comply with the applicable law and regulation in our country in which the company operates, as well as the company relevant policy and procedure.
Salam sejahtera and good evening. My name is Ting and my metric number is 270S72 and I will explain about corporate social responsibility (CSR). For MISC, this company achieve 4 levels of corporate social responsibility which are economy, environmental, ethical, and philanthropy. So for economy responsibility, this company maintain evaluation in business to ensure the business is relevant. And for environmental responsibility, this company reduce the carbon emission and minimize waste by organize 3R program and water conservation program and be a member of the Getting to Zero coalition. And for ethical responsibility, this company are take care of employees' welfare and development. So this company organize 30 leadership program and other training program to employees. And for philanthropy responsibility, this company organize and campaign and volunteer in program to as giving back to community. For nationwide express holiday, this company achieve 5 levels of corporate social responsibility which are economic, legal, environmental, ethical, and philanthropic. So for economic responsibility, this company improve product and service. For legal responsibility, this company comply with regulatory compliance and Bursa Malaysia compliance. For environmental responsibility, this company adopting fuel and carbon emission technology to reduce gas emission. And for ethical responsibility, this company pay attention to maintain high standard and well-being of employee by organize sport activity and provide training to employees. And for philanthropic responsibility, this company help blood donation activity at the company and volunteer in the National Cancer Society. For Post Malaysia Berhad, this company achieve 4 levels of corporate social responsibility which are economy, environmental, ethical, and philanthropic. Example for economic responsibility are this company apply new tech like blueprint to increase efficiency and actively engage with the supplier to save the money. And for environmental responsibility, this company running activities like post office energy saving activity to minimize the impact to environment. And for ethical responsibility, this company provide flexible working arrangement to employees to schedule work hour and provide training to employees. And for philanthropy responsibility, this company donate the money and organize donation campaign as giving back to community. GDEX Bahas. This company apply 4 levels of corporate social responsibility, which are economy, ethical, environmental, and philanthropic. Example for economic responsibility is this company introduce new apps and new branch. And ethical responsibility is this company provide regular and structured training to employees with average of 38,000 hours. For environmental responsibility, this company introduced 3R and minimize carbon emission. And last, for philanthropy responsibility, this company visit orang asli community and donate ATIKAH of bottle to victims from disaster. CJ Century Logistics Holding Bahad, this company applied 4 levels of corporate social responsibility, which are economy, legal, ethical, and philanthropy. Example for economic responsibility are get certificate and adopt the quality policy to keep and improve the services provided to customer. And for legal responsibility, this company step the responsibilities and obligation of employees to avoid crime. And for ethical responsibility, this company provide benefit to employees like allowance and promote and handbook must follow to observe high ethical and training to employees. For philanthropic responsibility, this company donate money as giving back to community.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is SYAZWANI binti SALEH, matric number 264118. I will explain about Board of Director. What is Board of Director? Board of Director is an elected group of individuals that representing of both management and shareholder interests, and including both internal and external members. Board of Director need to have an optimal combination of executive and non-executive director, with at least one woman director, and not less than 50% of the board director to comprise with non-executive director. The first two companies that we have choose is MISC Berhad and Post Malaysia Berhad. The composition for MISC Berhad, there are one senior independent non-executive director, 4 independent non-executive director, 3 non-independent non-executive director, and 1 non-independent executive director. As for Post Malaysia, they have 5 independent non-executive and 3 non-independent non-executive. The diversity for MSC Berhad, they have 30% of the board is female. And for Post Malaysia, 37.5% of the board is female. And for CEO duty, both companies have similarity where the position of CEO and chairman are separate. And for independent, for MSC Berhad, the independent director need to provide an independent view and advice. And for Post Malaysia independent director, they will be assessed by the board of NBNRC. Another 3 companies that we have choose is Nationwide, GDEX, and CJ Centuries. The composition for Nationwide is they have 4 independent non-executive directors. For GDEX Berhad, they have 3 executive directors, 4 independent non-executive directors, 2 non-independent non-executive directors. As for CJ Centuries, they have 3 independent non-executive directors, 4 non-independent non-executive directors, and 2 executive directors. The diversity of Nationwide is they have half of the board is female. As for GDEX Berhad, 22.2% of the board is female. As for CJ Centuries, 11.1% of the board is female. For CEO duties, they have similarity where the position of the board and the chairman are separate. And for independent of Nationwide is the independent director need to provide an professional and independent view and advice. As for GDEX Berhad, the independent director need to show independent perspective in the board meeting. As for CJ Centuries, the independent director performance will be reviewed by the board committee.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Muhammad Safwan bin SUHAIMI, matric number 265125. I will explain about sustainability. What is the sustainability? Individual with an interest in the firm, IT and ventures is called stakeholder, can be business staff, culture, public regulation, customer sellers. An important role in the shaping in the future and day-to-day operation of the firm. 5 company which 5 approach the sustainability. First, MIC Berhad. The message is client, stakeholder, governor and business ethic, employees, environment, pillars of the community. In accordance with our vision and mission and our corporate strategy, MIC 2020. The strategy also systematic, detailed and extensive in order to ensure a successful and productive plan. Second, Nationwide Express. Our contribution to progress on a long-term basis was seen as corporate sustainability. It's called CS. Trend in industry, they use a very competitive price policy to target sector sales, improve operating efficiency and partnership building. Third, Post Malaysia. Committed to developing effective channel that will provide commercial, social and environmental benefit to all stakeholders. Our vision, mission and objective are consistent. Our vision for connecting Malaysia and elsewhere for today and for the future. Drive for Malaysia Sustainable Strategy. Number 4, GDEX Berhad. They using technique and program advantages while discarding expensive and obsolete process. The group support the economy, environmental and social foundation of sustainability. The trend now is using the non-cash economy so that the group has great importance in offering online payment and e-wallet for the convenience of consumer such as Tashengo, Boost, GROUPB and WeChat and so on. And the last, CJ Century. The company is committed to maximize positive gains while minimizing the negative effect of our operation. They are always committed to meeting the needs of stakeholders and continuous contact is important. They aim to promote good quality working partnership with local authorities, partners, financial institutions, manufacturers, contractors and agencies in order to provide lasting value to all our stakeholders. Now, I will continue to explain about the conclusion. In the last part, I will give some percentage for the conclusion. 95% vision and objective. Conduct in the company in order to be more ethical, to create respect for improved culture among them. 55% corporate. Shortage of institutional participant in guiding and speaking about corporate governance. And the highest for ethical. Most companies increasingly recognized in business and in particular the board of director is demanded by boards.
That's all from us. Thank you for listening to our presentation.